Okay, you guys should be able to hear me now. Sorry about that.
As evidenced by the growing development.
And of course, we missed the entire new intro, so we're gonna have to restart that. But I'll go ahead and restart. What's up, guys? PoliticsGaming here, and today we're doing a brand new live stream. We're going to be playing as the United States. We have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of features to check out. I think this is going to be the grandest DLC yearly edition that they have made. We have a lot of features, and I actually went through getting everything set up here. This is the first live stream I've done in a couple of months. New game, free rulers, and let's go ahead and get the United States. Have a lot of money to deal with here. And I was going through with Pericles yesterday, and he was actually giving me some pointers, and it was really nice because it's like he kind of like didn't tell me what was going on, but it was more so like, okay, yeah, it's imminent. And then he made a comment, and he was just like, you should get ready for what country you're gonna play. And I was just like, all right. I was like, all right, getting 2022 vibes here. And whenever I say 2022 vibes, I'm meaning like in 2022, whenever they released the 2022 edition, they hang on.
The human race has well and truly celebrated the arrival of the new year. From Sydney to Rio, from Johannesburg to Helsinki, there have been fireworks at every latitude. Despite the threats looming over the world, people have not given up on life's pleasures and have decided to enjoy it to its fullest, as evidenced by the growing development of global tourism. But there is reason to be concerned about the dark clouds gathering, global warming once again, wars in the Ukraine and Gaza, tensions between Israel and Iran, economic crises, national debt, inflation, and we can also add the uncertainty stemming from the technological revolution of AI and robots that could transform our ways of life. Time is undeniably marching on, but for the moment, the biggest question concerns the latest resident of the White House, who, according to his campaign promises and despite legal safeguards, will likely upset the balance of power in his own country and across the world.
And so, nice intro there. Looks like we have some differences in the map. It kind of looks a little refined. I can see these islands kind of look a little different. Let me look. Let me know what the sound balance is. What, by the way, if it's too loud, let me know. If the sound balance just sounds like total crap, just hear me out. Just let me know. Got some poultry farms. Let's see what we got. Might make the interface a little bit bigger. Currency. Nothing here. Budgets. What's this? Maybe these are the ones that are changing. What is is this? To the beginning of next month. Oh, okay, cool. They actually did a time thing here. So instead of to the next request or event, or you can do the next month. Okay, that's cool. Apparently, I've been hearing that the game runs a lot faster. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay. Good that Danny wants to meet with us, because that means that we can see the new nuclear umbrella feature. Tourism offerings.
I would like to make a small point with you concerning the development of tourism. Our country is one of the most attractive in the world. That's great, but we should try to increase our prospects even more. Tourism is increasingly becoming an important economic sector in the world, which brings foreign money into our economy.
And there's a lot of economic changes that are occurring in this. So there's one that I really want to check out. It's going to be... Look! We can see like what military organizations we're a part of. Ooh, let's look at Russia. I think they're part of the CSTO. CSTO? No, they're not a part of the CSTO. But the CSTO is not what we think it is. Eversim, change it immediately. Thoughts on AI models replacing the Plato people? What do you mean? The Plato people? Worldwide laws. Yeah, apparently we have a new interface here which I didn't know about. So we can actually institute all of these as worldwide laws, just like the worldwide corporate tax. Reduce tax exile to countries with lower rates and thus promote a better sharing of wealth. So this goes to a vote. Must be studied and approved by the Organization for Economic Cooperation, by the OECD, voted on at the G20, and then finally put before all the countries of the world. So it has to go through the OECD, voted on by the G20, and then it goes to parliaments of every country in the world. Lot of political maneuvering to happen here. Playing with African countries will be interesting to tour. That's really what saves this, is that... Oh my god, look how Canada hates us. Canada and Denmark do not like us. Reduced relations with Europe. Let's look.
This globally historic agreement made in 2021 on the minimum tax rate for multinational companies has opened a new diplomatic arena to influence world development. Under the umbrella of various organizations, we can also offer new practical proposals to every country on the planet. It is essential that such an agreement should gain consensus at the G20, which gathers the 20 largest economies of the world, and since we're one of them, we are indeed authorized to create proposals. If this proposal is allowed to run its course and become a global success, this will obviously contribute to our country's influence in the world and to the image of its leadership.
Okay. Let's look. What else do we have? Create an organization, economic markets, political, Center of Volcanic Studies, huh? Pierre, Montpellier, Frankfurt. Why am I allowed to build the headquarters of my organization in all these other countries? Monetary union, name of currency. Okay. Taxation. So we have brand new laws, like ways that we have to... Wait, revenue? Oh! Oh, that is cool! We can actually see like an itemized list of each of our taxes on how much they're bringing in. So not only can we see it right here, we can just go, okay, like how much is the income tax bringing in, or the inheritance tax? What the red and the blue mean, I'm pretty sure maybe that's like going up and down. So like these taxes will fluctuate, and it'll tell you like, okay, this is how much it's, you know, taking away or something like that. Loan from the World Bank. UNESCO, World Bank. So we're making money from the World Bank because we give them loans. So now we can build robot workers and a robot army. Yes. So you can build robot, and I'm going to show this. See, there's like so many things that we have to show. Tourism is going to be the first one. We're going to look at this first. So we have 2 sectors for tourism, which is going to be attraction parks and hotel tourism and hotel trade. Okay, so they did not split these up as I thought they would. Events. National Day. Is this anything's changed here? So no, but these will contribute to tourism. We can also see all of our companies that have to do with tourism. And then what else can we do? Companies. So we have these that we can build. So international museum with an international reputation, a national museum, a large national park, and then an average size national park. I'm going to look at this one to see what this looks like. So we can build national parks. Incorrect position. Where do we have to build these? Okay, so we can't build it like around a highway, it looks like. Looks like we can't build it around any type of construction, so kind of like tourism. Oh, okay, tourism potential. UNESCO is new too, yeah. What is this? Death Valley. What is that? Death Valley National Park. So there's like a range for it. So is that range supposed to do something? Farming. Let's see if they fix this, because this one like really frustrated me in the last edition. Let's see if they fixed organic farming. Where is it? Is there a map to see tourism potential? Let's look. Economic. Tourism map here. No, but you can see all of your tourist places. So Nebraska, Chimney Rock. So you can see like the pictures and everything, and then like all the hotels. There's one thing here that I really want to check out, which is going to be economic attractiveness. Economic attractiveness is basically, by Pericles' words, it's supposed to make the economy feel more alive. So we have a lot of economic attractiveness features here. So we have world ranking number 1, global economic attractiveness out of 100 at 66.7. Economic alignment with foreign countries is like, so that's a bonus that we get there. Lower corporate taxes makes us viable. Low production tax, property tax, average salaries, payroll taxes, available labor force, annual work hours, tariffs apparently make us attractive. Energy costs, which I know is one thing to get it down, is to subsidize energy. So subsidizing energy costs actually helps make your country more attractive to investors, which I never thought I'd be able to say like that phrase before, making my country attractive to investors in Geopolitical Simulator 5. How's the Supreme Court looking? We're going to introduce a law soon just to see what that looks like. Development of the electricity sector. Various factors can increase your electricity need over time. Population increase, growth of industrial production, creating a fleet of electric cars. If production capacity is greater than consumption, then power plants will stop themselves from producing any unnecessary surplus. Wait. Production capacity is greater than consumption, then power plants will stop themselves from producing any unnecessary surplus. However, you can take advantage of this excess supply by setting up export contracts with neighboring countries if your sale price is competitive, of course. Moreover, it would be wise to retain a modest amount of production capability to ensure supply in the event of an incident at your power plants, or if your electricity imports are reduced or interrupted by your foreign neighbors. So they got a little bit more of an explanation here. I also did notice that we have a new sector here. It's not here, so let's look. I noticed this in the generative AI. Okay, here. So generative AI, $481 billion industry already. Industrial robots, humanoid robots, so we can develop these sectors. Here it is, lithium. They have introduced lithium into the game, which is really nice because I like the meme where it's like the US just finds like this like ungodly amount of lithium that like is the largest in like world history. And so it's like this cycle meme where it's just like, let me read exactly what the meme says because it's really funny. Let me pull it up. So the meme goes, there is a global resource shortage. Introduced autocracy and or geopolitical U.S. opponent has large quantities of the resource. And then people say, U.S. hegemony is finished. And then a random farmer in bum F nowhere, middle America, stumbles across the largest supply of said resource known to man. And then it goes right back to the beginning where there's a global resource shortage. So I like lithium because it's just like it contributes to the US hegemony meme. Have they expanded on anything space related? I would like to see that expanded upon. I do not see anything, nor did I hear anything about it, but I will take a look. Synthetic fibers. What do we got? So we do have lithium companies. Machinery. We have a machinery sector now. Ooh, I wonder if they did anything with here. Let's look. Urban. So we have banks. Did they do anything with this? They did not. They did add sales and profits to these. Air transportation, finance. What do we have? BlackRock. Berkshire Hathaway. So no production or consumption that is available, but they did provide some other sector details here. I'd like to see an asteroid mining in a space sector. Yeah, that'd be really cool. Okay, let's go over to taxation, creation, legislation, taxes. There's no... looks like taxes is one of these. Or a gun tax is one of these, but let's try education, salaries, freedom of teachers, school age. What's something nice? Just kind of looking. What happened to that video with Niger? I don't know. I never got anything saying that Niger got taken down. What other options do we have here? Technological transition of the public sector. The objective is to modernize public administration by integrating robots and artificial intelligence systems to perform repetitive, technical, or bureaucratic tasks. The robots perform standardized procedures while AI analyzes data and automates certain simple decisions or offers recommendations. The objective is twofold: to offer faster and more reliable public service and to reduce costs. Human beings will remain responsible for ethics and overall management. However, this process has sparked some opposition. Users are afraid of losing human contact, especially in human services, and unions do not want to cut their jobs or privileges. Depending on the ministry, these robots will perform physical tasks in the field or with people, or AI systems will supervise processes or process data of all kinds. So we can do this to the other administrations: Homeland Security, Research, Health, and Education. Maximum rate of replacement. Depending on their level of technological advancement, robots or artificial intelligence agents have the capacity to be upgraded to some extent to increase human productivity. For example, a robot having a replacement rate of 30% means that it will reduce the time it takes a human to accomplish their task by 30%. So in theory, this would allow the reduction of 30% of human workers necessary to produce the same amount of work. Currently on the market, so basically you have to subsidize your robot sectors. And then once you're able to do that, then you can go over here and say, okay, our objective is to replace 118,000 people. Reach objective 2026. And then, so you have three costs down here: severance costs over 3 years, investment over 3 years, and then budgetary savings over time. So severance costs is costs of layoffs and loan interest over time. Investments over 3 years is cost of acquisition and loan interest over time, which will be $2 billion. And that budgetary savings will be $533 million, which is the annual amount of payroll savings minus maintenance costs minus taxes. Because we do have the ability to put a tax on AI. So we can go over here, and then we can do tax on the use of robots in a workplace, and then tax on the use of AI in a workplace. This tax paid annually by companies or collectives is levied for each position indirectly eliminated by the use of artificial intelligence agents. The tax is intended to offset the potential increase in unemployment and the reduction in state Social Security revenue. Oh yeah, that's actually the biggest thing, is that we're going to be losing a lot of Social Security revenue. To replace a position, a certain number of AI agents will be needed depending on their technological level. Thus, a single artificial intelligence agent can replace several employees because it is very fast and does not take breaks. And robots in a workplace is the same thing except for humanoid robots. And then basically same thing, single high level robot could replace several employees. So we can make a lot of money off of the taxes once it actually starts gaining steam. People will lose jobs, but that goes for anything, as technology has made us more efficient. And the other thing too is that once you start to do this with AI, you can actually go over to work and then go over to here. Creation of the Universal Basic Income. So the UBI is actually back in the game. So in this, basically in the 2017 edition, they actually introduced UBI. Apparently, they were having issues with it to where they couldn't really get the calculations to work efficiently. So they ended up removing it, and it was one of the biggest features in the 2017 edition. I remember they actually eliminated it, it just disappeared without any announcement or anything like that. I had to email them and I had to say, hey, what happened? Because UBI and something else got removed. And so in this case, it looks like that makes a lot of sense why UBI would come back, because you're going to be replacing millions of people with AI over the next couple of decades. And in this case, so they need a way to make money and to support themselves while that unemployment rate actually skyrockets. So UBI, or Universal Basic Income, or Basic Income, is a minimum income paid by the state to any citizen who chooses it. It allows everyone, no matter what stage of life, to choose to no longer work or reduce their work hours while living with dignity. Its implementation is part of a desire to build a more egalitarian society and to fight unemployment and poverty. Universal basic income is an alternative to some existing social aid and is accompanied by new fiscal regulations. So the amount of universal basic income per month is apparently at a minimum of $754. Percentage of the base revenue paid to minors is 33%. So, by its principle, the level of UBI implies the following. Every adult collecting UBI will also receive an additional percentage for each minor in their care. This percentage can be modified by specific legislation. For every person whose total income, especially salary, full-time or part-time, retirement pension, minimum age pension, unemployment benefits, income for non-salaried activity is below or equal to the UBI, the state will make up the difference to meet this threshold. The minimum welfare payment, if present, will automatically be replaced by UBI. Taxes on this revenue is zero for any person whose total revenue is below or equal to the UBI. If someone chooses to continue working, this will allow them to earn more than the UBI to increase their purchasing power. Depending on the state of the set level of UBI, businesses could have greater difficulty in their recruiting or even experiencing waves of resignations. So they should increase their salary to remain appealing or increase their automation to improve their productivity and to maintain their level of production, which will indirectly influence the national GDP. So apparently there is a law which I can go over. It's probably going to be able to find it over here in the children tab. Sexual consent, legal voting age, depictions of violence, corporal punishment. Is there a tree of robot and AI tech development now? Probably. I'll have to look. Where would you find that? Construction, legislation. Wow, apparently all of these. Okay, so I'll actually go over here and I will go to automatic radars. Let's go to 80,000. Cancel the bill. Strongly opposed. Okay, so we immediately got a huge increase in that. Tourism rankings. Nothing in particular to report. Remain in the same spot. Disturbing budget deficit. There's Doug Burgum. Civil, technological transition, other administrations here. Modernize public administration. Can't do it to the military. What would we do? What would it be doing in Homeland Security? Ministry officials, rate of transportation. Ministry officials. What about education, other administration? 249,000. So I can use AI to replace worker. That means I can turn China or Iran into the most powerful economic powerhouse, possibly. Because you're not relying on workers, you're relying on that. But you have to kind of like put yourself in a position to where like you're not going to be able to. You might have to fire thousands and thousands of people. I'm trying to find something with the Supreme Court. Justice, severity. What is this? Subject to approval by the Supreme Courts. Supreme Court decision passed 9 votes to 0. And then it passes the House and the Senate. What was that other law that I tried to pass? Congress's powers. Determine the use of legislative vote of confidence in Parliament. Vote of confidence will allow the government to validate the adoption of a law by assuming responsibility. If the Parliament votes for a motion to censure, the government must be dissolved. This provision is considered rather undemocratic because it forces parties to vote for no confidence for fear of being responsible for an unstable political situation if the government falls. Nevertheless, the risk is quite real for the government, especially if laws are too controversial. So only on financial legislation or on all legislation. So basically, the government can just assume its assumed responsibility for fear of being responsible for an unstable political situation. So basically, if law is like introduced and then all of a sudden like everyone starts running against the government, then Parliament can just say, okay, we don't like you, so we're just gonna get rid of you.
Good morning.
And fuel, we're not worried about that, but I am gonna go over to military alliance and nuclear umbrella, United States nuclear protection of Australia. And trying to do the thing over the umbrella. So basically, nuclear umbrella basically means if Australia it has an attack launched against it by a nuclear power, then they will then we have the responsibility basically to respond. I really do like these tourism features. Look, world ranking. Okay, so each one is like this whole city, the whole city of Washington. Holiday camp. Whole city of Washington. The whole city of New York. What about Los Angeles? Any other cities? Chicago. Las Vegas. Yep, Las Vegas. Los Angeles. Any award ceremony. Okay. So you can actually kind of get cities to start being like travel destinations by putting it actually makes sense now. Yellow circles are tourism, yes. So you can actually go to tourism, and actually this is actually really cool. This is the first economic sector that has been added to the game in years. So that's really cool. So we have farming, industry, service, and tourism, and energy. Average size national park. What does this look like? Looks like the Jurassic Park entrance. Then, so it actually makes sense to come over here and do a national day or an international festival in a certain city, so that way you can drive tourism to that specific city. That's a really good idea by them, to be fair. What? The tourism option? Okay. There's one feature that I really, really want to play with now. So how do we mess with this? Yep. Okay, so this is going to be the coolest feature that I've seen. The total wealth of a character is the sum of values of goods acquired, cash, real estate, and stock portfolio. So we can actually now start the trade in stocks as a head of state. The total value of the goods acquired, cash, real estate, and stock portfolio of the character represents their wealth is the total value of the character's wealth that determines the ranking of the wealthy. Each element that makes up his wealth possesses a luxury level value. The higher the luxury value, higher the luxury level, the more the character will be seen as glamorous. Having a high luxury level could negatively impact relations with characters who do not have a strong enough responsiveness to luxury, and vice versa. So basically, we are $4.6 billion in net worth. So we actually have a net worth as the President of the United States. We are the 91st most richest or most luxurious person in the world. We can actually see the distribution of the wealth. So if we have property, we have private islands, we have everything like that, we can see a graph which will show us how wealthy we're becoming. Maybe our shares, we're like mostly trading in shares, and then it would go down and up as the stock market continues to develop. But most of this is just cash, actual cash that we have. When will this be released? You can go get it now. It is available now. Where do we find this? Head of states, personal. Here it is. Build property. So we have all of these options. This is the best feature I've seen them make, honestly. And I love this. 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 I love this so much. We can do a modern villa, a castle, a chalet, a mansion, a Spanish villa, or a beachfront villa. A mansion with a deluxe swimming pool, a heliport, a private airport, and a marina. And this has cost to it. This has actual cost, and it'll bring our available cash down, but maybe so building a property with personal cash will increase the value of this asset as well as the luxury level. Depending on the type of property, costly and luxurious options from varying degrees can be added. Build Mar-a-Lago. Exactly! Exactly! A castle, a modern villa, a tennis court. Yeah. Let's build Mar-a-Lago. At this location, one or more options will not be possible. BS. Where's Mar-a-Lago at? Where would Mar-a-Lago at? Let me look. Mar-a-Lago. This is Palm Beach, Florida. That's kind of crazy that they didn't put Mar-a-Lago in here and then put it in there as Ronald Trump's like little spot. This is the coolest addition they have ever done. We can purchase items. Okay. This is it. So Pericles actually told me about a book that he was really surprised that they did. And so he wants to, he's kind of been building this up to me. So let's look. Buying an item with personal cash will increase the value of this asset as well as the luxury level. The list of items for purchase is updated regularly. So we have a rare card, Broken Lotus from Mystic the Bargaining. We have a giraffe. We have a Porsche car. We have a sculpture. We have a $40 million painting. We have a lynx. We have a BMW sports car. We have a stolen expensive case for $400,000, but it's an illegal item. The possession of this item is illegal and could cause a scandal if it is discovered. An armored military vehicle, an expensive vase, a stolen sculpture, a prototype Notunda play console, a flawless diamond for $40 million, high-end champagne, a dinosaur fossil, a Bigetto sports car, an expensive watch, and a forbidden book collection with you-know-who on there. So it's assumed that this is by the one and only that you can probably think of, but that is literally the eagle of the NDSAP, but without the symbol. So that's actually kind of surprising, especially coming from a French company, that they would even put that in there. So that is actually the eagle on there. And like I said, the possession is illegal and could cause a scandal if discovered. So we're gonna go ahead and buy this. And what about, can we buy multiple items at the same? Yes, we can. So buy the book collection, the flawless diamond, B&V sports car, a valuable painting, and a rare card from Broken Lotus from Mystic the Bargaining. $86.4 million will be put into this, but we have an available cash flow of about $4.6 billion. And the T-Rex. Let's go ahead and just go for the T-Rex as well. For $50 million, $136 million here. And communication, what does this do? So we have 97.05% of this is cash, and then nearly 3% is possessions. We also have the ability to buy other items. So we do have build property. We have offer an item to sell. We can sell this, I guess. So offering an item that to sell can attract a buyer who wants to add it to their personal wealth. The lower the price and more luxurious the item, the more likely a buyer will come forward within a few days. Selling an item adds cash to a personal fortune. However, selling an item will cause a loss of luxury and wealth if the sale price is lower. So we can actually offer. So we have this $1.4 million. We can actually offer a lower price for this. That way we can actually get the item to sell. Buying a private island. Acquiring a private island brings a high luxury level to its owner and allows them to build property there. So we can select a valid island. So we have islands all across the world. Wow. So we can pick any island that we want, and then we can make it our own. What is this? A valid island. Does it have to be within our own territorial waters? $14 billion to buy the Hawaiian island. What about the Marshall Islands? Can we buy one of these? We can. So that is crazy. That is crazy. We can buy one of the Marshall Islands just because we feel like it. So it looks like as a head of state, we have to have that island be within our own territorial waters. It looks like 287 million. Wait. No. Wait. A valid island. High Epstein Island. I wonder if it's there. It's in the Virgin Islands. Okay, we can buy any island, so it has to just be a valid island. Okay, that's dope. That is dope. We can literally buy any island that we want. So long as it's valid and doesn't have property there, I guess. You can buy islands from other countries, yeah. Yo, that is dope. That is so cool. All right, where's the funny oil rig? That has to be a tourist spot. What about this? What are you? No. There are no rebels in Syria, only Kurds. Yeah, Syria is actually playable now. And we have relations with them, so it actually makes sense for us to invest in them. Haha. What is this? Valid island. $41 billion. Jesus Christ, these things are so expensive. Ooh, little Mexican island. $2 billion for the little Mexican island. Eversim, you're going to have to island the hell out of the world. Northern Marianas Islands. Oh, that is so cool. I'm sorry. I'm like stuck on that. That like this has so much gameplay potential, honestly. And it's not even funny. Like this has genuinely a lot of gameplay potential. South China Sea. I wonder if they've added the islands yet. No. Smaller countries are really going to be way better to play as now. All right, let me try to build one in the Caribbean. Wait, what is this? Is that an island? Is that it? Is that an island? Let me see. Dream World. No, they don't. See the Greek islands. Oh yeah, a little Greek island. Oh my god, a Greece series would really make a lot of sense because that is so much potential for corruption, just enriching yourself. Because, I mean, like, corruption in Greece would be really funny to replicate. And honestly, yeah. But yeah, these things are way too expensive. Let me look at the Caribbean. $3 billion. You can buy the... Can't remember the name of that, but... God damn, the US is so expensive. 73 billion. Yeah, we can buy some islands out here. So it looks like that the idea behind it is literally just buying an island so that way you can build more property there. Item to sell, purchase shares. So these are self-explanatory because these would be where you can go in and start trading on the stock market, which is exactly what you can do as a CEO. So I like that. So that way you can actually, you know, buy and sell in the stock market. Parliament, Senate. There's no way we can see the justices. So we got bad relations. Oh, okay, so they have to approve it. Key figures. Government, Supreme Court. James Rogers, net worth $1 million. So we have Supreme Court justices 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Conservative rightist. What else are we missing? We're having EnigMarZ and Ahmad Shara. Who is that? So we have Syria. We have the brand new Syrian flag, and then we have the president of Syria. So we have Hassan Raja. Supreme Court only for the United States. Yes. How do the courts work now? So basically, there are going to be certain laws that are marked. So, like, if you go over to... I'm going to have to play it because I want to see if the... what do you call it? The economic attractiveness. Here it is. There's so much stuff going on. There's so much that we have to cover. I want to see if the... what do you call it? This feature... organic areas is fixed, because I did start funding that, so we have to let that kind of like play out.
Economic attractiveness is an essential tool to stimulate growth and employment. I urge you to increase your competitiveness in order to encourage foreign companies to build here. In particular, we can take action on corporate and labor taxes and on supporting innovation or improving our international economic relations. Creating and improving infrastructures are also interesting avenues to explore. Note that there is an international ranking of attractiveness with detailed criteria.
International ranking of attractiveness. Creating and improving infrastructures is also avenues to explore. Contracts. Custom duties. Anything new here? Probably not. Dr. Finn. Pericles apparently Pericles just messaged me on a Discord, and he said arrived just in time for the Forbidden Book collection. Yeah, he was hyping that up for me. He said he's not watching, but he's listening. Come on, Pericles, say something. Introduce yourself. Would it be interesting to see how economic attractiveness will affect different countries and what will change? So, as for economic attractiveness, this is actually one of the things that Pericles said that it makes the economy feel more alive, and it basically, and there was a incident, I guess, that I had as Japan whenever the game first came out, where as Japan, there is an aerospace company in the game that exists, and whenever you're playing as this aerospace company, or not playing as them, but whenever like you're playing as the head of state, whenever these companies kind of run themselves into the ground, once they're gone, like they don't come back. So, the idea behind economic attractiveness is that it's supposed to make your country adaptable for companies to move to your country. So, as for like if you were to play Thailand or Vietnam or an African country, for example, which this seriously apparently makes African and third world countries, global south countries, much more realistic and better to play, because as you develop yourself, you will be able to make your country more attractive to investors, and then those companies will start to move to your country. These are going to be the types of metrics that are going to be attracting people to your country. It's going to be the economic alignment between your countries, the corporate tax rate in your country, production tax, property taxes, average salaries in your country, payroll tax, available labor force, general level of training in your country, which could be affected with education, regulation of layoffs, so like employment laws, annual work hours in your country, aids for research, safety and stability in the country, so your terrorism index, purchasing power, energy costs, which can be subsidized by subsidies, wealth taxes in your country, tariffs, how tariffs are being enacted against any other country, your wealth tax, your infrastructures, how developed your infrastructure is in the country. Is the game more optimized? Does it run better? Oh yeah, watch this. Watch this whenever I do this. We're gonna go to the beginning of the next month. Watch how fast it goes. More attractive to investors, and then you raise tariffs and tell everyone to suck it. That's how it works, right? Yes, 100%. That's how it works. Wait. Whoa. Equal justice before the law.
True to our motto, equal justice before the law, I just wanted to reassure you of the integrity of the Supreme Court over which I have had the honor of presiding. Although judges appointed by American presidents have their own political opinions which can somewhat influence their decision on a human level, they still have the American Constitution, written by the Founding Fathers, as their compass.
So that is going to be, I can't remember his name right now. Struck down by the Supreme Court, or stock of automatic radars.
We did not approve your bill. It goes against the spirit of the American Constitution.
Hearing a national name in the country really feels weird because you don't hear that a lot in the game. So hearing American in the game, especially because this is a French game, just sounds so odd to me. It's not bad. I really like that this is a specific US feature. It just hearing American just sounds like so odd in the game. They added election threshold for legislative elections in 2025. Yes, I'm gonna have to pull up the website just because I'm going at this like so like bad. Let me look. Geopolitical Simulator 5. I just want to give a quick shout out, and I know he's listening. Pericles, you have no idea how great you have been to this community. I really from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you for everything you have done for this community. I know I say it a lot in a lot of the videos that you've seen, but just from the bottom of my heart, I really thank you for everything you have done for this community. Without you, this edition would not be what it is. We wouldn't be able to get the communication that we get from you guys, and just that alone really restored my confidence in Eversim, and I really feel like that this edition shows that. And I know a lot of editions, I come around and I'm like, yeah, this is really good. I'm gonna say, just based off of this, I haven't played too long just as so far, but I really feel like that this edition brings a lot to the table, and especially in terms of tourism and the economy. This is going to make playing smaller countries like Mexico, Brazil, Chile, Australia, even Indonesia, just very small developing countries. It's going to make playing these countries a lot better. So just, I really, really cannot thank Pericles enough whenever it comes to his communication, how clear he is, how he manages the community, and just, I think he's doing everything right. And I mean, I really hope like you do so well in life, because you really have restored a lot of the confidence that I've had, that I kind of lost with Eversim over the last couple of years. And I just really just cannot thank you enough, man. So I really appreciate everything you have done for this community. And I really hope that they treat you well over at Eversim. I really hope that the pay you get is worth it. So just like I said it like 4 times now. Thank you. Just everything from the bottom of my heart. And I know and I speak for the community when I say this. The community loves you every single time that you like help us understand this game. And your service is so appreciated. Can you build new cities? No. So let me go ahead and see the feature list. You're welcome. Don't forget the whole team and the whole community is what. This is what Pericles said. He said, "You're welcome. Don't forget the whole team and the community." Yeah, just that the whole team did amazing on this feature, on this edition, and just coming into the community the way y'all did, stepping in, actually finally talking to us after so many years. Just it has really helped restore my confidence in the game. So I definitely know the people that work on this game are working really hard on it. But we don't know a lot about the community. So just like as you speaking for Eversim, just without you, like I don't think this game would be as successful as it is being now. I don't see the 2295 edition on Steam. It's available on their website. Let me go ahead and post the link. That is a non-affiliated link, by the way. I'm not making money off of that link, so I wish. Pericles, send a message, please. Pericles, help me. I need money. So far, it seems like a much welcome breath of fresh air gameplay wise. Yeah, there's a lot of gameplay potential in this, especially with the head of state features, the personal wealth features. Yes, finance my party. I will give all of my money into the Republican Party. Purchase items. Let's build Mar-a-Lago. I'm gonna go ahead and build Mar-a-Lago. Castle, modern villa. Let's do a marina, personal airport, private airports, and a tennis court. And then let's get that done in 5 months, $118 million. And let's build this where Mar-a-Lago is. And look at that. So we have a marina, we have a modern villa, we have a private airport, and a tennis court, apparently somewhere down there. Modern villa. Let's call it. If I can click it. Ah, there's a bug. No, the first bug of the game. Pericles heard what I said about the money, and he sent me a money emoji, and he said money emoji. That's all I could do. All right, what else do we got? So we have tourism simulation, hyper detailed, lots of data provided from every country of the world. Number of international tourists, domestic tourists, revenue, sector employment, major national companies, most visited cities and sites. So apparently we have some of those features that I didn't see. So, okay, cool. So we have domestic. Wow. Wow, yeah, oh yeah, we can make a lot of money off of this. This really revitalizes my Australia series because I really wanted to focus on tourism, but I was just like, man, why couldn't they release the 2025 edition already? Yeah, this really revitalizes the Australia series. Number of international tourists in year, $66.5 million. Countries ranked by number of international tourists. Number 3. Number of domestic visitors a year by year in million to, is that money? Wait, okay, yeah, these numbers are kind of confusing here. 2020? Is that the year or is that the amount of money that we're making? Domestic revenue, $400 billion. $400 billion is how much we're making off of tourism. Percentage of worldwide revenue in terms of tourism, 15.79%. Number of employees in the sector, 2.4 million. And number of sites recognized by UNESCO, which UNESCO is basically like the United Nations, like, not tourism, but it's more so like, it's like a cultural site that's like identified as the United Nations as like a heritage site, like a culturally significant site. So every year the United Nations will go around and say that this, place is culturally significant or like historically significant enough that the United Nations wants to recognize it. These state-sponsored constructions will be to promote tourism. The other way that you can promote tourism is by going to attraction parks and tourism and hotel trade. These sectors are going to be fed by these industries. So tourism and hotel trade is going to be air transportation, railway transportation, naval, urban, and courier transportation. Those are going to be needed in order to do that, which they will have their own needs in themselves. And the way that Pericles explained it to me is basically, so air transportation is needed for hotel tourism and trade. So this is what it needs. You go over to industry, or go over to services. You go over to air transportation. Aeronautical construction is needed for air transportation. Hydrogen, electricity, and fuel is also needed. So let's go over to aeronautical construction in the industrial tab. You go over here, and then what do they need? Oh, they need electricity, steel, aluminum, machinery, electrical materials, electronic components, and carbon nanofiber. Then let's go over to, what do they need again? Electrical components. Pick something convoluted. Go over here. They need plastics, chemical, electricity, copper, gold, and rare earth oxides. Plastic or chemicals? Let's go over to chemicals. Chemicals. They need water supply, coal, oil, and hydrogen. So it all comes back from the energy sector. So very convoluted. So you have to make sure that your country is able to provide for those resources once that demand starts going up. Let's see what else we have. Various components are taken into account in the calculation of tourist attractiveness that the player can develop as a head of state or CEO of a tourism business by building, subsidizing, budgeting, or influencing national wealth, cultural wealth, international events, cost of living, tourism, seaside, leisure, mountain, etc., accommodation packages, quality of transportation, public safety, highway safety, terrorism risk, climate, cuisine, apparently, risk of natural disaster, sanitation, and human rights. On the map, tourism constructions are represented in 3D. As the head of company in that sector, the player can build more. Tourism map has been added, displaying tourism evaluations by region. 2 themed scenarios are called City of Lights, where the player must become the most visited city in the world, and Tourism Development, where the player aims to become one of the top 10 tourist destinations. What else do we have? New political party AI, which maybe we can see it here. Finance my party. So this is the personal wealth feature. So what if I want to give $400 million to my party? Oh, yeah. Yes. Yes, let's fucking go. That is awesome. Oh, I love that. I love that. I won't even have to worry about it. Oh, I love that. I love having so much money. So that way, whenever like it gets really tight in terms of money before an election, you can just go, oh, you know, I have like $3 billion in my personal bank account. So I'm going to go ahead and write a check over to the political party. That way I don't have to worry about it. So I love that. I love that. Oh, I love this. My party. Is there an index that we can see about the dynamic political parties? So this is what it says. Various systems of censure. So this is the regime censures and new political party AI. Various systems of censure practiced in the world are reproduced here. So we have the motion against the head of state and or their government, constructive vote of no confidence, vote by simple or absolute majority, dissolution of parliament, vote of confidence on a legislative bill, a case of Article 49.3 in France. As the head of state, the player must face these attacks led by the opposing political party AI. Conversely, as the head of the opposition party, the player can attempt to bring down a regime to trigger new elections or take their place. Political influence and communication, the formation or destruction of political coalitions are essential to emerge as the winner in these situations. Besides these actions, the party AI can at any time form coalitions, dissolve coalitions, including the player head of states, disappear, change party leaders, or create new parties. So new settings for parties have been added, which determine the level of activity of parties managed by the AI. So basically, the political parties in the game are kind of like, I guess, on crack now. So it looks like that there might be a challenge whenever it comes to how political events will unfold. We have national parks.
In these difficult times for the planet, we think that it would be good to develop new national parks, which protect biodiversity and natural resources while fighting against global warming. Moreover, it would encourage sustainable tourism, which contributes to economic development.
All right, so there, glory and fortune.
As Theophrastus said, it is fortune, not wisdom, that rules man's life. Increasing one's wealth, buying and selling things of value, building luxurious properties, playing the market. So many opportunities that can open doors and fuel ambitions. You can also create a foundation or finance an association, a religion, a political party. Philanthropic donors can influence public opinion and advance causes close to their heart. In short, it is up to you to see if it can be useful to you. But be careful, if ostentatious luxury can win sympathy from the powerful, it can also repel the moralizers. And if competition excites you, you can also rise in the rankings of the richest people in the country, even in the world.
I totally forgot. We can make foundations. Let me go back. Oh yeah. Creating a foundation allows you to promote a cause which will positively impact your image in the eyes of the public. During an election, the foundation will influence votes in favor of the candidates whose promises are most in line with their cause. The higher the budget, the more supporters there will be and more significant their influence. Let's go ahead and make one. Let's call it the Drump Foundation. Let's call it the DF. What is it going to do? Let's do family. No! Initial donation. Let's do 200 million. So we have... Oh, okay. So basically we're making our own association here. Religion. Whoa. Oh, we have new. Oh, cool. Well, I can't remember if these were a part of. No, I think they were. But I think they added Hindus to the United States. Jews, Muslims. You can finally make national parks. Yes, sir, you can. We have worldwide laws. Truly game-breaking bug. Moro Lego. Yeah, oh my god. Oh my god, please, Pericles, if you're listening, make Mora Lego the Mar-a-Lago of the game. We need that. At a bare minimum in the next update, y'all have to add Mar-a-Lago. I'll say it again, watching this so far seems very refreshing. Happy to see I'll be buying in a few days or so. Yep. You can create your own association. Yeah, that's actually really cool. I like that. There's so much gameplay potential, honestly, in this. I really like this. I really like that you can just go around and just build the hell out of just anything. Marina. Make a little... Let's build one over in Colorado. It's a little mountain house. Oh yeah. See, that's so cool. Like it makes me want to play as like Afghanistan or something, where I'm literally just like, instead of, you know, making my country, you know, better, I'm just making myself richer. So I really like the potential that's behind this. Oh. And Pericles actually said something else earlier, which actually I wanted to touch on. He said, well, actually, this is for the political section of it. There are also parties disappearing. I had an interesting run with Poland. That was not so easy at the beginning, considering the current parliament. The opposition was trying to pass a motion of no confidence. It was really close, 52 against. Then a party from the opposition disappeared, making this run way more easy. I was able to defeat the motion with no confidence, playing a left wing on societal issues and right wing on social issues. Enough left parties voted against the motion. Poland is a really special and interesting case because you're in power and minority, which leading a right wing party and the main opposition party is also right wing and got more seats. But he said something earlier that kind of caught my attention. Oh, there's a military... Oh, wait. Before I go to that, military coalitions. Where's it at? Produce nuclear missiles. Create a national... Ooh, national service has to be reviewed by the Supreme Court. What happens whenever I want to poll? Parliament's position? Okay, so there's no SCOTUS position, so I guess that's at random. How do we look at... Apparently there's a new feature. Or a new scenario where it's called War in Europe, and your goal is actually to prevent Russia from conquering Europe. Is there an option to view the coalition right now, or is that only if you go to war? I think it might be if you only go to war. It feels a lot cleaner, by the way. Like the options, they don't feel as kind of like cluttered. Some of them are kind of still like, you know, funny looking. So like this one right here, how you see change to the beginning of the next month. That one still looks a little funny, but it does feel a lot cleaner. Well, actually, let me see this. Let me see if they fixed this. Nope, they didn't. They didn't fix the size on this. So that's disappointing, but I don't care. I can still see it. Energy. Oh! They fixed it! They explained it! Wait! Oh my god. They finally did a little bit of explaining on the energy tab. Import and export balance and electricity deficit. Okay. Because I thought that there was a bug in here for like a year, and it prevented me from making a series for the longest time, and I'm an idiot because there was no bug. It was actually a bug with the electricity plants, not with the actual energy sector itself. A positive value indicates that you depend on foreign countries for your electricity supply. In that case, you can consider making new power plants to strengthen your energy independence. Keep in mind that with electricity being transported by high-tension wire, your exchanges, imported or exported, are only possible with your neighboring countries. And electricity deficit. A shortage can occur if your electric power plants produce less than expected because of worker strikes, outage, destruction, or a cyber attack. This would create a serious crisis. Your industrial production will slow down. It could cause interruptions in transportation and in private homes. The quickest solution would be to negotiate electricity import contracts with your neighbors. At the same time, you can expand your fleet of electric cars to strengthen your autonomy, but this will require several months to implement. So basically, there was no bug. So basically, you have to add total electricity production along with your import-export balance. If this is negative, that means you're importing. If it's positive, you're exporting. So that means that you have to add these together to make what this is. I like that. Companies, construction, development of electricity. I love these little informational icons that they're doing where it's just like, hey, you don't know how to play this game. Here's some information. And it really helps me because I love information about this game. I love that. I love that, man. By the way, guys, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you guys want to see more content like this, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss anything whenever I do make it. I will be resuming the Australia series here soon, so definitely look forward to that to see some in-depth things about the 2025 edition. So I'll definitely be getting that off the ground within this week. What else are we missing? How long I've been streaming? I'm streaming an hour and a half. Various companies in the sector. You can do better.
Although you're
currency debts.
The vote will begin in session.
Oh yeah, look at
The
this.
tension is thick.
So, this is the fun part, is that whenever you play as this, I don't know if this applies to any other country, when you vote on a law now, it doesn't just, you know, just this guy shows up and he's like, oh, yeah, by the way, the law passed. Watch this. Watch. Yeah, see? Yeah, look at that. It actually has a live voting session that you have to watch. And, oh, all of them got it. No one voted against. So we have... Oh, damn, that scared me. Currently up for a vote in Parliament. I hope that's, like, effective across all of the board. I really hope that is a thing. 218 required in the United States. All countries that... Yes! Yes, it has all across the countries. All across the countries. Good, 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 good. I love that. I love that. I this is like the greatest edition they have ever made. I will fight anyone that disagrees with me. Take a peek at the tech tree, please. Thank you when you can. Oh yeah, thank you. I'm getting too excited where I'm just sitting there and I'm just getting distracted. Tourism research. Let's see. What are we looking at? What are we looking at? Tech tree. I think you wanted to look at robots. So we have some new maybe new. I don't know if it's new, but it's more so like I guess renamed. So we do. I would say new because they renamed it and it's kind of like more focused. Because the other one would focus on like actual like autonomous robots, but they never really had a purpose whenever they would come out. This time they actually have a purpose now. So we have generative and large language model AI technology based on neural networks trained to predict and generate coherent content from text-based interactions. These systems make it possible to automate writing, translation, code generation, or even drive conversational agents in multiple sectors. It is researched by the software industry, and then humanoid robot and generative AI are involved in the whenever it becomes a thing. ICT, this one is autonomous AI with dynamic planning and learning. AI models achieve their goals autonomously, prioritize tasks, and continuously learn from their environment without human intervention. This approach is used in robots, intelligent embedded systems, or even in the management and supervision of complex environments. What else do we have? We have matter sciences. Could we see them there? I don't have the, what do you call it? The, I can't remember the name of it. The God and Spy tool. I don't have that installed right now. Robotics and motorization. Owner companies. Tesla. Research in the United States. Research in progress. 2125. What's China doing on here? Oh, yeah. Watch this. Oh, yeah, I totally forgot that this happened. They have a military comparison screen now, I think. Let me look. Yeah, so we have this little button right here, and we can see that we compare it from NATO, or we can compare it to just ourselves. So military might, we have the comparison of the militaries. Yeah. How many hypersonic missiles do we have? What is this? Nuclear. Hypersonic. We have no hypersonic missiles. Then we can compare it to NATO. Does NATO have any hypersonics? We do not. So research, what else do we have? Gigabytes. We have owner companies. Looks a little bit cleaner. So this is the other thing that actually really helps you as smaller countries. So, for example, I had a run as Iran, and by the way, before you ask, no, I did not actually, convert them into any kind of type of kingdom. I was playing as the Islamic Republic of Iran. So when I was playing as Iran, I started to run into this issue whenever I was building up the military, where basically I was unable to build domestic production in the game. And in Geopolitical Simulator 4, I would have this issue where in Geopolitical Simulator 4, all you had to do was, subsidize a sector, let it build up a little bit, and then all of a sudden, they can build weapons. In Geopolitical Simulator 4, in 5, it's based specifically off of the companies that are in your game. So if you don't have domestic companies that are building these weapons, unless you're playing as a company subsidizing the production of those, making products, and then selling it to the government, you cannot build domestic weapons production, and you have to be reliant on imports from other countries. So I was really dependent on importing weapons from Russia as Iran, so I really couldn't do that. Economic attractiveness is supposed to change this idea. So basically, whenever you invite or make it attractive for other companies to start coming into your country, then these companies can start to say, okay, well, I'm going to go over to Iran because they have a beneficial tax code. And then you can start building on those weapons ideas. So hopefully that is something that works. I haven't really tried the feature yet, but I'm really excited to see what else we can do. Let's see what other features we have. European defense. You can go further by creating a veritable European army by encouraging other countries to join a coalition in a war for Europe. War in Europe scenario plunges the player into a military crisis in Europe after the US withdraws from NATO, and the Baltic countries are threatened with an attack by Russia. And then we have new military campaigns that we can actually play in the scenarios role. We have Israel's massive attack on Iran. We have a World War III scenario and more. So it's interesting. Do we actually have... So apparently there's actually a plane that actually flies out from those little private airports. Is what I'm seeing, apparently. Let me see my illegal immigration situation. Anticipate dissensions. How much is that? 12 million. 12 million, yeah. That's about it. Because it's usually like about 10 million that everyone kind of assumes is in the U.S.
The kidnapping
Took place last night. Technological transition. Here it
With
is.
the rapid development of AI and robotics, the state should follow the example of companies by initiating a progressive technological transition of the public sector. The partial integration of AI and robots would allow the automation of recurring tasks in several domains such as health, education, or more generally any kind of administration. Over several years, this modernization would generate increased efficiency while reducing payroll and, ultimately, the public deficit. Now listen carefully. The goal is not to replace humans, but to redeploy them to tasks of greater value for a more viable and more modern public sector. However, to avoid a social revolt from the public sector, staff reductions should not be too drastic. Although certain governments have acted insensitively, a concerted approach, eventually accompanied by tax cuts, would be preferable in order to gain everyone's support.
Okay. So it's basically just saying don't go willy-nilly on it because you will not have fun. Jesus Christ. Tourism. Okay. Hiding place
our
found.
agents have
I like how Doug Burgum is the Secretary of Homeland Security. Yeah, they kind of messed that up. I don't know, Pericles, if you're listening. Who is it? So, Doug Burgum. Where's Christy Noem? Apparently Christy Noem isn't in here. So, maybe they have to make a new department? Pete Hegseth is in there, JD Vance, Pam Bondi. And she has $43,000. That's funny. Energy. Yeah, so there's no interior minister here. So Christy Noem is missing from the cabinet. Um, wonder if you can attack. Yep, you can attack all the tourism spots. What about personal places, though? I wonder... I don't know if, like, any of, like, heads of states or anything like that are, like, implemented. Apparently, how many tourism spots are, like, in southern Lebanon? Got a mountain. Ooh, what about Mount Everest? I know Mount Everest should be in here. Mount Everest, yep, it's there. Ooh, did they fix it? Did they fix it? Did they fix it? Did they fix it? Yes, they fixed it! They fixed the Indian border! Okay, cool. So whenever you would zoom out like this, you would always see that India's old border would kind of, like, get, like, swamped in. So you'd see Kashmir, like, all of Kashmir would belong to India. But then, yeah, they finally got it fixed to where whenever you zoom in and out, the actual India-Pakistan border is there. Waiting for someone to start correcting me, saying, like, no, that's the wrong border. All of Kashmir belongs to us. Buckeye, hey, what's up? It's been a while. A lot of tourism spots in right here. So we have the whole city. The whole city is world ranking of tourist cities, 6. Let's look at comparative maps. Economic map. Tendencies, comparative maps. We have tourism, domestic revenue. Oh yeah, we're number 1. Spain is the number 2. France is number 3, 4, 5, 6. It's $120 billion. Supposedly, according to Pericles, we do have the ability to get France solely on focusing on tourism. France can get up to 6% growth, supposedly. Like I said, I haven't tried it, but China making $71 billion off of tourism? That's kind of crazy. Well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like tourism would be a much better, like, commodity, much higher, like, focus in China. No, I mean, I can kind of see that. Making North Korea, like, the tourism hotspot, that'd be really funny. Diplomacy. Entry bans of head of states. Repatriation of nationals. Damage relations. I feel like with the tourism mechanic, like, I mean, if I don't want my people going North Korea, I feel like that should be something that I can stop them from doing. Like, I should be able to stop, close certain borders, because this is what I really don't like. I really don't like that this is just a flat out closure on all of the borders. I feel like that this should be like how it is over with the visa issuances, where it's like, all the even here, like, it determined a policy of issuing visas. Like, there should be an option here to where it's not even tightly controlled with a quota. It's like, no visas will be admitted to anyone coming in from this country. The 2025 edition looks amazing, according to Mike. The comparison screen is very useful. Wow. Yeah, let's see what else we got. Tourism, worldwide revenue, all sites recognized by UNESCO. Natural sites. So we have 12, 14 in China. So China has the number, so we can actually kind of, like, focus on getting more UNESCO. Okay, so it is in millions. So 2020, that was 2,020,000. Apparently, Solomon Islands gets more domestic visitors than us. Natural sites, 12. Well, what about all sites? 26 in the United States, 60 in Italy, 58 in China. Worldwide revenue, we have the most. Employees in the sector, we have the most. India is a close second. Tourism. Sector. International tourists, who's the most? 100 million. 100 million international visitors in France a year. Spain is 85, 66 in the United States, 57 in Italy. China, 35 million. So yeah, $70 billion and then 35 million people go to China. Yeah, that's where I was kind of like, really? I was like, really? Like, I don't know. I feel like it'd be more. Well, 76 million people or $1 billion domestic revenue, because that's domestic revenue. What about international revenue? Is that like, is domestic revenue how much it's bringing into the domestic economy? I wonder if you do open borders, it would increase tourism. It could. I wonder if you can buy all of Cluwne from Russia. Have a little bit more to go. Parliament, use of national referendums, subject to approval by the Supreme Court. Who the hell is that? Program, state, police, technological transition. Ministry officials, objective 145. What would this be? I mean, would this be like just like clerks inside of the police? Oh, I mean, it's Homeland Security as a whole. Is this edition more stable? Seems like it. I haven't had a single crash, and I'm only a month in, but let's see how long it takes us to get to March. Started at 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 25 seconds. Pass the universal income, you coward. So about 2 minutes for it to get to the end of the month. Wait. What is that? Payroll will change in Germany. Okay, that's just political situation.
It's awful.
Are the changes exclusive to the 2025 edition, though? Yeah, unfortunately. Export tax is $71 billion. Yeah, so so the color coded is meaning that like it's going down and up according to like the changes that are occurring. Yeah, but your PC is high end. Yeah, I mean it is high end, but legislation. global. I want to see what this looks like. Won't let me click it. Oh, I guess I have to go over here. Worldwide taxes. History, all countries. Okay, so that's actually really cool that it has to be ratified. Oh, yeah, they actually also brought something else back, I think. Re-enter the Paris Accords on climate. Yeah, it's back. Paris is back, lads. Construction, environment. Oh, okay, so this actually helps the environment too. While we do this, let's do a $15 billion subsidy to this tourism and hotel trade. And then a $10 billion subsidy to attraction parks. It's 56, 120. So $418 billion dollars. Our exports went up hilariously, but our imports went up too. Another 50 trillion to Six Flags. Ugh, God, why is he there?
On the matter.
On the matter. Alright, let me look at my personal health. I kind of want to see what that does. Cabinet, personal. Yeah, here. So we're spending a lot, so that's why our thing is going down. Do these, like, go up in value depending? Like, I mean, can we, like, sell these? Real estate, cash. I love that we can just trade real estate now. Which actually, apparently what we could do is we can go to invest in cyber protection, change political parties, finance, launch a fundraising campaign, regulate funding. We can go to associations, unions, political parties. So I can go to the Democrats. I can set up a meeting with them. And then I want to see what happens. So, sell a personal item.
Be more precise.
So this is part of the corruption.
What amount are you thinking of exactly? Be more precise. What amount are you thinking of exactly?
27.5?
It's not a lot, especially if you have got me used to more, if you see what I mean. Well, in that case, I prefer to end it.
Boom.
Be more precise. What amount are you thinking of exactly? It's not a lot, especially.
Seriously?
Be more precise. What amount are you thinking of exactly? Be more precise. What amount are you thinking of exactly? It's not a lot, especially if you have got me used to more, if you see what I mean. Well, in. Be more Be more precise. It's not a.
Damn, he really does not want to buy anything from me. Sell Mar-a-Lago for $1.50. I know that audio track started to get annoying. Ugh. What else am I missing? Dynamic political parties would take like a long-term game to really kind of show off. But I mean, it runs pretty well. Like, it runs the same as the previous game. There's no optimization issues. I haven't played the game in years, and you show up on my feed. Is this one stable? Hopefully it won't break a few years in anymore. No. I mean, it runs pretty smooth. It runs way better than whenever 2024 came out. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to test out the globalism feature. Here, worldwide tax on the wealthy, polluting activities, carbon tax. I mean, yeah, okay, we actually make money off of it. So this is this voted on by COP? Carbon tax, financial. Oh, okay. So depending on the law, it's voted on by various organizations like the OECD, minimum wage, airline tickets. Let's do airline ticket tax at 10%. Wait, seriously? There was a global porn tax? Damn it, there's not.
We acknowledge receipt of your request, which we will send to all the members of the organization. There is nothing to prevent you from...
2 weeks, okay. Ask Pericles right now. Can this president steal like billions and be the richest person? By stealing billions, what do you mean? Pete Hedseth. Tonight I'm gonna get some time put aside. That way I can get to the end of get to the Australia series, kind of like catch it up. Self-propelled guns. Donald Trump just invites Schumer to the White House to sell Trump Tower all of a sudden.
Your proposal has been the subject of intense discussion, and the majority of our members believe that it merits being placed before the G20. A special summit of these 20 most important countries in the world will be held in about a month to decide on...
So we have to approve it unanimously, and then it goes to be ratified by all of the world's legislatures. Which that's really cool, because it's like... It kind of gives, like, rather than imposing it on all the other countries, all of the countries of the world have to ratify...
The preparation...
All of the countries of the world have to ratify it. Any series planned on 2025 yet? Australia. And we're going to be focusing on tourism. And then later on, possibly Greece. I think a corruption series as Greece would be really funny.
Our
Apparently, the more you guys comment, the more XP apparently you get, so you can actually be listed as a top fan. Resets every stream, so you can always try again. Okay. Yeah, apparently the more you guys message, the more, like, you know those little icons, you know, the 1 and 2 and 3 next to Kievan Ruse, Baked Cheez-It, and apparently the more you message, the more your XP goes up, so you can actually get that little crown next to you. I think that's cool. Battle robots. Corruption islands in Greece would be hilarious. Literally, exactly. Tourism rankings. Remain in the same spots. You can name your islands after Greek gods. Let's go ahead and buy an island. I just want to see what it's like to buy an island. Election, head of state, personal, buy a private island. So American Samoa, 392, 599. Yeah, let's buy this one. So what does this do? Okay, so this is my little private island. And then I can go here. I can build property on it. Modern villa. Heliport. Private airport. A marina. And a tennis court. $100 million. I do like the size of the map because I like this. So the marina. A little packed, but so then I can just build all my property there. Castle, deluxe swimming pool, golf course. $300 million is how much this would cost. Mansion. Beachfronts. $1 million, a modern villa. Buy a private island, and then we can do stocks, and then purchase items. Harsh sports car, stolen sculpture. Oh, we can buy a yacht, a leisure aircraft, a blood diamond. A white tiger. What? A gold Nintendo. Ancient manuscript. An expensive watch. Bro, we can buy, like, the Dead Sea Scrolls. I know, yeah. For some reason, a North Korea playthrough would be cool with these features. Can live out my Dr. Evil Rocket Man fantasy. PlayStation prototype LMAO. Yeah, exactly. Like the amount of corruption potential that this introduces into the game is, like, ungodly. PG steals the Declaration of Independence. I feel like the Declaration would be, like, way more than $5 million. I'm gonna buy a leisure aircraft. What about a blood diamond? I'm gonna buy a blood diamond and a leisure aircraft and a private yacht. Yeah, let's go. Bro, I'm, like, blasting through my money right now. Oh yeah, look at my luxury level. Look at that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Is there a ranking here? buy a white tiger and sell it to Schumer. Whew. I wonder if the plane actually flies around. I'm gonna buy an island off the coast of Costa Rica. This little island right here. Guys, you all know what I'm gonna build here. It's off the island. It's like 300 miles off the coast of Costa Rica. It's abandoned, and then someone named John Hammond is gonna come around and buy the island. Entire playthrough is Trump selling weird stuff he found on Temu to Schumer. If I don't get Pericles, hear me out. Hear me out, Pericles. Give us the option, whenever the technology becomes available, to build Jurassic Park. Obviously, we don't have to call it Jurassic Park. We have to call it, like, Jurassic Broke. But I want to be able to buy this island off the coast of Panama and then renovate it into a tourist hotspot, and then all of the dinosaurs get loose and then kill everyone. Is there a personal wealth ranking comparison of people? That's what I'm trying to look at. Yeah. Here it is. I am richer than any other man. Philip Potter. He has 100. Oh, we can actually see what they have. Oh, yeah. So we can actually see what these people have. So possessions, 175 billion in cash. So they actually do go around buying crap off of the market. And then we can go in, and if they have something that we want, we can buy it from them. That's really cool. So it kind of like, everything kind of like goes around, it kind of like refreshes every month, it looks like. So then whenever I'm like, oh, I missed that, but then if like Lin Chen Wang bought it whenever I missed it. Yeah, okay, let's do a meeting with him because I want to buy that back. I want to buy the cigar box. So meeting with these guys actually makes sense. Tiger King playthrough. Just buying all of the luxurious animals that I can find. Buy a personal item.
Be more precise. Be more. What amount are you overwhelmed by your generosity? And I.
Oh yeah.
Be more precise.
Give me your car.
What amount are you thinking of exactly? You're joking. That's a ridiculous amount. We'll leave it at that if you don't mind. Bye.
Ugh. Okay. You know what? Let's go ahead and FBI. I'm not going to say it out loud. Consortium CEO. Where's he at? Billionaires. Where you at, boy? Where you at? Where you at, boy? No. Oh. No! I can't find him. Ow. Damn. Haha. Don't worry about me. Calling the CEO of NVIDIA. It says, hey, can I have a smoke? Is there an option to annex Canada now? Head of state, country, annexation of a sovereign country. So generous of you to offer him a permanent vacation. He's gonna go to my little private island in American Samoa.
The agent in charge of elimination missed his target. A coefficient 7 external parameter induced an insurmountable disruption. The procedure of emergency disengagement was strictly applied by the agent, but adverse countermeasures short-circuited his retreat maneuver. The agent is now in the hands of the police. The investigation may be able to trace the chain of command back to us.
Uh-oh. Let's see if they get caught. All right, quick. Let's go buy as much crap as we can before, so that way we can see. Purchase items. Purchase. Build property. Purchase items. Stolen sculpture. PG's quadrillionaire grinds is real. Purchase. Seriously? No, it won't let me open it. Build property, purchase. No! It keeps bugging out. Oh yeah, this is done. I think we just got overthrown or something. $3 billion shares. 15% of that is luxury level. Luxury represents the point where you adopt an ostentatious lifestyle to make yourself stand out in the eyes of others. Having a high luxury level could negatively impact relations with individuals who are not responsive, and vice versa. And then, oh.
Welcome, everybody.
Huh.
This
No! No. Please, vote in favor. Sell a personal item.
Be more precise. What amount are you thinking of exactly?
Buy my valuable painting.
It's not a lot.
Boo!
Be more precise. What amount are you thinking of exactly? Be more precise. What amount are you think? It's not a lot.
No. Please. For.
Thank you.
Bro. I need a unanimous vote. Give him the T-Rex. The vacation Uno reverse. There's riots in Saudi Arabia. Annexation. Everyone wants a T-Rex. Where's Gabe Vogel at? I'm gonna sell him a forbidden book collection. So Pericles actually got back to me about it. Apparently he's still listening. So he said about the G20 summits, they're not forced to ratify it. They can choose not to apply it. Only the members of the organization are supposed to enforce the quote world law. It's up to the other countries to apply it or not. It depends on their ideology. So they can just toss it aside and say, no, we don't want to do that. Oh, Mexico's gone. What about coalitions? Organizations, leave an organization, join the European Union. I like how that's still an option. GDP. NATO. Wait. Defensive effectiveness. NGO. New organization, create. Political and military. Commit and defend each other militarily. Purchase. Okay, here we go. White elephant. The AI picture. White Tiger, a Porsche, armored military vehicle. Imagine Donald Trump just driving around in that. A Sorrow Bolt vodka for $2 million. Private jet. An expensive vase. A sacred relic. stolen sculpture. And I can have as many private islands as I want. I'm gonna buy... Oh my god, I can buy the islands off of the Massachusetts. I can buy Martha's Vineyard! For $66 billion. Oh god, I love this. If I can't buy Nova Scotia, I'm going to end my life. I wonder what kind of like identifies them as islands that you can buy. Cape Verde, $3 billion. I can buy this one for $2 billion. Finance my party, purchase shares. What is this? $1 billion, $400 million. Now let's buy it just to see what happens. I'm almost done with this stream anyway. Ah!
My sources may...
I got caught. No! No! Buy Hawaii. Is Greenland an island? Check if you can buy Greenland or Ireland. No, you can't. Buy the Falklands. You mean the Las Malvinas? About to piss off a lot of people. Oh yeah, let's see what my subsidies did. 36. Wow. Oh yeah, look at that. $100 billion added to my revenue off of tourism alone. $6 billion. Trade balance. I have a positive. I have a positive trade balance. $75. I have a positive trade balance as the United freaking States. Huh? Profitability index. I have a I never thought I'd see the day. I never thought I would see the day. I have a positive trade balance as the United States of America. I have a $44 billion trade balance. Huh? What about the subsidies for organic agriculture? Yeah. Oh yeah, we're months in. Nope. Does not look like that has changed. I'm asking Pericles directly. I'm asking him if organic farming got fixed at all. He said there's a task waiting for this. Okay, so that sucks for the Australia series. Because that locks me out of free trade agreements. Demand, what is this? I didn't see this before. No, yeah, I did. Production is greater consumption. Imports are reduced or interrupted by your foreign neighbors. I like that. I really like this. And lithium. There are a couple of economic sectors that were added. Steel. What else? What else? We have nickel. So machinery, lithium is added. What is used in a lithium? Oh, batteries. It has to be batteries. Lithium. Fuel cell batteries, that's what they're called. Fuel cell batteries. Where they at? Fuel cell batteries, lithium? Yep. Aha, yep. These fuel cell batteries are going to go into electric cars, which that's one of the downsides of electric car production, is that it hilariously increases demand for things like lithium. So having lithium in the game is actually really nice. Humanoid robots and industrial robots. So industrial robot is a pretty big industry. Inventory armaments. Zinc. A positive trade balance. Lisan al-Gaib. If you guys haven't not watched the Dune, great movie, by the way. What else am I missing? So UBI is a thing. Very expensive. Construction. Women, children, work. I haven't really been doing anything with laws. It's more so just trying to just analyze past the UBI. Whatever. We're not in this game for much longer. I have to go make dinner. Where is it? Work. Creation of the UBI. $1,000 a month. $335 billion. Hit that. The law that incremental UBI is AI robotics gain surplus income. No. There's a law in here that's supposed to like change when kids are available to receive the UBI. But I don't know where that law is. Incremental UBI is robotics gain surplus income. Yeah. Population, budgets, because you must create. Oh, you have to create the UBI first. Makes sense. Let me go to the failure of the UBI, and then I'll try to pass it again. Wait, don't tell me it was going to take like a month to do that. Legislation, creation of UBI, 521. Okay, yeah, not that long. I love that feature right there. Love that. Extraordinary. Oh, we're about to get impeached. How to rule on the taxation. If you vote to impeach, you're gonna be a vote. No. I got pushed. There was a coup d'etat in the United States. Normal again. Yep. I failed. I'm sorry, guys. No UBI. Nah, just kidding. I'm gonna go and pass the UBI real quick. Are there any forms of corruption? For example, playing with stocks and subsidies to inflate stock prices? Yeah. Yeah, so you could actually do that. So you can buy stock and then all of a sudden, you know, subsidize the crap out of one of the industries, and then that industry goes up in value. So that actually, I didn't even think about that, actually. That's a really good idea. AI will not replace humans, but those who use AI will replace those who don't.
The human race has well and truly celebrated the arrival of the new year. From Sydney to Rio, from Johannesburg to Helsinki, there have been fireworks at every latitude.
So, work, UBI, bare minimum. Huh. Oh yeah, that's fun. Businesses in the economy. Minimum. Okay. All right, it is 10 o'clock. I've been streaming since almost 7, so I've been streaming for about 2.5 hours. Guys, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Look forward to that Australia series, and we're going to be really getting into the weeds of tourism and investing a lot into that. I'm gonna catch up on Australia tonight, and then maybe make an episode if I can. If not, I'm just gonna start getting used to the game, getting used to the economic attractiveness feature. Kind of getting used to just the game in general. Really love the new features. The corruption feature itself is just amazing. I think that adds so much gameplay and replayability potential to playing different people, and especially in more corruptible countries. I really like that idea where it's like, enriching yourself as like the emir of Afghanistan. Why do I have really good relations with the Taliban? With the like as the emir of Afghanistan or Dubai or Iraq, places where they're not going to be paying attention. United States, we're pretty like close, pretty open whenever it comes to like media and everything. I want to see what kind of like it does, and especially being able to trade stocks as the head of state. I really like that gameplay feature is introduced. I really like it. And Pericles, like I said, I know you're listening. Thank you so much for everything you do for the community. Thank you to the Eversim team for everything that they do. Louis Marie Riquez is really doing a great job in bringing this game back into the right direction. They were on a downhill slope for several years, and I really feel like that this 2025 edition really shows that they're going in the right direction. So I really appreciate everything that Eversim has done. I appreciate them giving me this game in order to preview on the channel. And just I can't, just like I said, I know I say it every single time, I cannot thank Eversim enough, or just Pericles enough. Just how good he has been to the community, just how great he is doing in just how he treats the community, how he talks to us, how he manages everything. And he's a one-man team, honestly, with how he deals with the community. There's no other guys that really, do community management, and I just really appreciate everything he's done for the community, how communicative he is, just everything, and just I cannot thank him enough. So huge shout out to Pericles for everything that he's done for us, and huge shout out to Eversim for allowing me to play this game on the channel, and for bringing a great addition to the series. Like I really feel like that this brings a lot of gameplay potential. One little bug that I've come across in this entire time that I've been playing, it was whenever I was over on the head of state feature, and whenever I was like over here, and I kept clicking this and it kept disappearing. That's the only bug I've run into this entire time. So I really can't wait to see what this gets on Steam whenever it comes out. And we are in an early access period to where the early access is basically, you know, going to report the bugs, everything like that. This is a much smoother release than the original was. I mean, the first time that it came out, I think I remember jumping on Geopolitical Simulator 4 because of how just unplayable it was. This game is playable. It is more than playable. I really feel like that this has done a lot to bring more to the game. The Supreme Court, the personal wealth feature, the tourism, especially tourism, is going to bring so much capability to the game, and especially as smaller countries. I think this really reinvigorates how to play as smaller countries. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you guys want to see more content like this, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss anything whenever I do make it. If you guys are excited to see more, go ahead and subscribe so that way you don't miss any episodes of Australia whenever I make it. And I'll see you guys in the next episode of Australia. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I'll try to stream again later this week for an actual gameplay, maybe about a year or two, see what we can do for the economy. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching this with me, and I'll see you guys later this week.